Good afternoon, Big Blue Nation. This is Lee with That Kentucky Basketball Chick. How are we doing today? Feeling pretty good. We got a big game tonight. It's, Kentucky versus Ole Miss, or as I like to call them, Ole Miss. I saw that on a reel on Instagram during football season and cracked up the whole time. So that's why I call them Ole Miss. Nobody understands who I'm talking about but me and my husband, but it's just an inside joke. Anyway, we are at Ole Miss tonight. I think it's going to be a good game. I think I've said that every time since I started this, but Ole Miss is a good team. They're a very good team. So I don't know. The injury report came out, and Lamont Butler is out again with an injury. We believe it's a shoulder injury. When asked about Butler, what he said was not very encouraging, in my opinion. It's almost as if he could be out, like out for the rest of the season. He didn't really say much about it, and it concerns me. It really does. We really do need him back. I think not to look back at the Arkansas game. I think if Lamont was playing, I think it would have been we would have had a different outcome for sure. Well, we don't know for sure, but more than likely we would have had a different outcome. But we need him back. Carr is not listed on the injury report for the first time, so that's encouraging. We'll have one of our big men back. We need him back for sure. So we'll see what happens. We are without a point guard again, so we'll see what kind of lineup Coach Pope has. I will say, part of what happened in the Arkansas game is I think he played our bench together too much. They had too many minutes together. I understand you've got to give, your starters a break. But I think you really need to really let it cook a little bit, as they say. Let it marinate. Let's see if we can get out of this funk. If they're tired, pull them out, but let's don't do like a whole bench change. So that's the only thing I think that doesn't need to happen this game, is I don't think, I don't think they need to be playing the bench together for extended minutes. I love Chandler. I think he's going to be a great player. However, he's just not as good as our starting five, and that's the reason he's not a starter. So I do think he needs, he's going to have to play. I understand that he's going to have to play. I don't want to harp on that, but or be negative towards him, because I think he has the potential to be a great player. I just think that he's gonna have to be more of a relief and not in the game as much. I think Trent Noah needs to play tonight. I think if anybody in that Arkansas game, which we keep going back to the Arkansas game, but I think him being a Kentucky kid and him getting off that bench would have put a spark out there. I really do. But I'm not the coach, so what can you say? I'm sure Coach Pope is going over his head. If I did this differently, maybe it would have been a different outcome. But we're not going to look back. We're going to move forward to this Ole Miss game. So the Kentucky record right now is 4-4. We have 4 wins and 4 losses in conference play. It's pretty even. We need this win. We are ranked 14th, and I'm pretty happy with that. When the rankings came out yesterday, I figured we'd be somewhere between 15 and 17. And to be 14th and only drop 2 spots, I'm pretty happy about that. Don't know why Tennessee jumped up. Of course, they did win both their games last week, and we only won one of them, but we beat them. Not saying that we need to be ranked over Tennessee. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's interesting it's just interesting how these how the rankings come out. Of course, I know they're taking in consideration the losses. Our losses are to non-ranked teams. They are, and it's interesting that we can win games that we're not, that are harder to win. I mean, winning at Tennessee is a very hard thing to do, and we did it. So, Ole Miss is 5-4. They played one more game. I guess they haven't had their bye week yet. I think they need a win too. It's on their home floor, so it is going to be. They have the home court advantage on that. So, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. I will say Ole Miss gave Auburn a run for their money over the weekend. They didn't beat Auburn, but they did give them a run for their money. Kentucky's got to win this game. So how do we win this game? We don't have Butler. Kobe Bryant, in my opinion, is going to have to come out swinging. He's going to have to start having another 7 to 9 3-point, games. The Florida game. We need him to have a Florida game. Amari Williams needs to play exactly like he played Saturday night against Arkansas. He needs to play like the big that he is. Jackson Robinson has got to have a good game too. He's got to make those threes. And then the rest of the team, let's talk about Ansley Almanor. He needs to come out and make the threes too. Jackson's probably going to be running a lot of the offense. He's going to have to run it like he's supposed to, and he's going to have to run it well and execute it well. Brandon Garrison's going to have to, please don't shoot threes tonight, Brandon. Please. I know that sometimes they go in, and I know if you're open, they want you to shoot, but I mean, let's maybe make some room. Otega Owe, my favorite player. Otega Owe. He needs to come back and have another good game. I don't know what's going on with Owe lately. It's the first game, last game was the first time he hasn't had a double-digit game this season. And I don't know if it's because he tries to make a three and it doesn't go in and it frustrates him. I don't know. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if people are learning how to guard him and how to, shut him down. But he needs to come in swinging. He needs to have some of those dunks. He needs to take it to the basket. He is probably the most consistent player we have, and we need him to be more consistent. And on any given night, a player's going to have a bad game, and I understand that. So hopefully he has a good game. We're back on top. We're back on where we need to be with Otego away. Plus, I'm a little biased. He's my favorite. So it's just how it is. Travis Perry, hope he gets some minutes tonight. He needs to do what he's been doing, given, some relief. The same with Colin Chandler and the same with Trent Noah. Trent Noah. I always want to say his name backwards, but it is Trent Noah. Kirk Reese is still out. We really need him back as well. And what I thought was going to be a 6 to 8 week thing has now, let's see, this week would be 8 weeks, I believe. If I feel like it's been longer. But they haven't been very, very forthcoming on his recovery either. Though I did see a video of him in shoot around last night, him actually taking shots. So he's not playing tonight, but maybe this week he'll start, he'll be more of a game by game call and not something like, oh no, he's not playing. But we do need him. He's a good spark when he comes off the bench, and he's a trash talker, and we need that kind of competition to come back into the game. A lot of the commentators are saying Ole Miss is going to win this one. I don't know how I feel. The Tennessee game, I felt like we were going to win when we woke up that morning. Arkansas, I kind of feel the same way I did when we played Arkansas, which is not always the best thing. But I want to say the Cats are going to pull this off. And that's just because I'm a huge Kentucky fan. If you look at the analytics, it's probably going to say Ole Miss. But that's just because they're better defensively. We're better offensively from what I gather, but defensively we're not. So I want to say the Cats are going to win this. I think they're going to bounce back like they normally do. And then we will get ready for that game. We'll get ready for the game on Saturday. I don't even know I need to see who we play Saturday because I usually know, but I've been so focused on the Arkansas game and then now trying to move on to this game. We play South Carolina at home. We should beat South Carolina on Saturday, but let's don't get ahead of ourselves. We said we should beat Arkansas last Saturday. So let's focus on Ole Miss. It's going to be a great game. Either way, it'll be a great game. Hopefully if we can keep it close or if maybe we can just run them out of the gym. We need one good game where we run them out of the gym. A lot of people have said, hey, there's going to be a night where all of them are hot and you're not going to be able to stop them offensively. And I hope tonight's that night. I hope that happens again on Saturday. And then I hope it happens again on Tuesday. Because I think we play Tuesday. On Tuesday, I think we play Tennessee at home. And Vandy plays Auburn at Vandy on that night. So, at the same time. So, I'll be watching both games because I want to see if Vandy can pull that off. Vandy upset Tennessee. They upset us. They play Florida tonight. And if they're shooting well, who says they can't beat Florida? I mean, seriously. Florida went to Tennessee, and Tennessee beat them by 20. But if you remember earlier in January, they went to Florida, and Florida beat Tennessee by like 20. So it's anybody's game, and that's what's so much fun about the SEC. We've talked about that. Anybody can win. And when they looked at the, right before conference play started of how good the SEC was or is, they said it's just going to be a bloodbath. These teams are going to beat up on each other. And I think that's exactly what has happened, except for Auburn. Auburn is still trucking. They're still 7 or 8-0 in conference play. And they are the team that I believe is going to make a run in March. And I think they're 20-1 in their season. And I think they're 8-0 in SEC play. And I think they're going to be the number one team in the nation right now. Unless something drastic happens between now and the SEC tournament or March Madness, I think they'll win the SEC, and I think they will also be the number one overall in the NCAA tournament. Good for Auburn. I like Bruce Pearl. I do. I think he's a good coach. I think he fights for his team and he wants them to win. So we'll see. But I'm excited about this game tonight. Butler's out. Carr's playing. Kerr's been out. We can still win this. We found a way to win against Gonzaga. We found a way to win against Duke. We found a way to win against Florida. We found a way to win against Louisville. And we found a way to win against Tennessee. We can find a way to win against Ole Miss. So I really do think we do need to win the next two games. so that we can have a better standing in the SEC. They were talking on KSR today that if we had won Saturday and we win tonight, we would be in the top 4 because of the wins and losses and stuff. Just right now. And we would like to be in that top 4 because that means we get a double bye. So hopefully that still happens. Hopefully we can pull off the wins. We've played 8 games. I think there 18 games. So we have 10 games left. A lot of people thought we would go 12-6. And that's still possible. We could go on a streak, just a big winning streak right here. But a lot of people will be happy with 9-9. So we'll see what happens. I still have faith the Cats can still get on a winning streak. Lamont Butler comes back and is healthy, and Kerr Carissa comes back and healthy. Y'all watch out. That's all I got to say. Y'all watch out. I hope that day happens. So, yeah, the game starts tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's 6 p.m. Central time. I'm on Central time, so I'll be watching at 6. We're going to go over to my dad's house, my son and I, my 2-year-old. We're going to watch it there. And hopefully the Cats can beat the Rebels. So we have about, 3 hours until tip-off? So exciting. Another Tuesday night of basketball. All I can say is, let's go Cats.